Hey everyone, the Danny app bringing you more of the spring seller updates. Today we're going to talk about seller protections update, and three important things are happening. Those have to do with the customs text that we've been required to put into our listings for international buyers. Another is on the communication star and a way to get automatic 5 stars on that. And then lastly is unpaid buyers and leaving feedback. So let's go into those. First of all, the customs information. Last year, eBay started telling us that we needed to have this special verbiage in our listings to protect us from an international buyer leaving us negative feedback for customs related issues or being mad that they had to pay customs fees and so on. You can take that language out of your listings because eBay is now putting that information in front of the buyer. This is a great change. Clean up those listings, get that ugly text out of there. Don't need it. Then I'll just touch on the feedback, and this is going to start April 23rd, so they're starting this one pretty quick. We've always said if you don't pay for the item, there really was no transaction. So unpaid item buyers can no longer leave you feedback on that transaction. That's an awesome, awesome thing. And this is going to be retroactive, 90 days. That's pretty cool. So they will be blocked from leaving feedback. If you had to close the case, they didn't pay, boom, they're done. Can't leave you that feedback, as it should be. And the other thing that everybody's a buzz about is the communication star. And what's happening there is if you specify same day or 1 day handling time, upload your tracking information within that one business day, and there is no communication between you and the buyer through my messages, a buyer will be unable to leave a communications DSR of less than 5 stars for you. Hey, that's great. Now, a lot of sellers are saying, but I always send my buyers a little note. You know what? Go in, customize those automated emails that eBay sends out to your customers, put your little whatever's in there, and leave them nice feedback afterwards. That's plenty of communication. Oh, and include a packing slip, and if you feel the need, handwrite them out a thank you or a little note inside the package. After all, this is when the buyer truly remembers you, is when they get that package and they open it up. I don't know, a lot of people have email inboxes like mine. You get that stuff and kind of skim right through it. It's not really making that big of an impact. But the note in the box, I know exactly who my item came from. They cared enough to send me a little note. That's a great way to communicate. But as far as, that back and forth stuff in a transaction, unless the buyer really has questions, no need to have to rate that star. And if they do ask a question and you answer it right away, then, what's the chances they're not going to leave you 5 stars? That's all they want. They just want their questions answered. Nothing to worry about here. This is a change for the good. Just makes one more automatic 5-star possible and protects us. So I just want to clarify the types of communication that don't fall under this. Invoices sent or invoice requests, you're fine there. Any best offer back and forth, those don't pertain to this. Those will not count as communication that affects your communication DSR. And this really is seller initiated or buyer initiated communication related to the transaction in the eBay messaging system, or a request for contact information. That's pretty specific. So kind of some of the back and forth stuff that has to happen for a transaction, such as best offer, that's not going to count against you. No worries there. And so in regards to the unpaid items and not being able to leave feedback there, the criteria is the listing required eBay checkout and an eBay approved electronic payment method, probably PayPal. You can also use credit card, ProPay, Money Bookers, or Paymate. And there was no local pickup offered. If those things are in place, which I think that covers about 99% of us, then they're not going to be able to leave you bad feedback if they didn't pay for their item. Simple as that. So all in all, good changes. eBay wants to protect sellers. They're figuring out the ways that we need those protection. They're putting them into place. And by all means, if you can think of other things, send them a suggestion. I'm sure they're listening. They want us to stick around. They need us, and they appreciate us. I know it doesn't feel that way sometimes, but remember, this is business. It's not personal. And all in all, these are good changes. Good changes. See you over at the Danny app.